Hi, I'm Dr. John, and this is Wildcat Books. This is a picture of my best friend from elementary school. We've been friends for 60 years. Some friends are really easy. Terry was an easy friend to make, but sometimes friends are kind of hard to do. Like in this story, A Visitor for Bear. Take a look at where Bear's house is. He's all by himself. You see that picture of his house? Bear doesn't think he needs friends until one stops by. No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign, "No visitors allowed." One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. When he opened the door, there was a mouse, small, gray, and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," Bear said, pointing to the sign. "Go away." So he closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out 1 cup and 1 spoon, but when he opened the cupboard to get 1 bowl, there was a mouse, small, gray, and bright-eyed. "I told you to leave," cried Bear. "Perhaps we could just have a spot of tea," said the mouse. "Out!" commanded Bear. "Most sorry," said the mouse. "I'll be going now." Bear showed him to the door and shut it firmly. Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. When he opened the bread drawer for 1 slice of bread, there was a mouse, small, gray, and bright-eyed. "Unbelievable!" rumbled Bear. "Away with you, vamoose!" "I do like a bit of cheese," said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw toward the door. "Yes, then, here I go," said the mouse. "Farewell!" And the mouse whisked out the door. This time, Bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. He locked the windows, too, for good measure. Then, once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the fridge to get 1 egg, there was the mouse, small, gray, and bright-eyed, of course. "Begone!" rumbled Bear. "A crackling fire?" ventured the mouse. "This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable!" cried Bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. "Terribly sorry," murmured the mouse. "Now you see me, now you don't. I'm gone." And the mouse looked very sorry indeed while he waited for Bear to unbolt the door and let him out again. This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very, very, very firmly, locked it, boarded the window shut, stopped up the chimney, and even plugged the drain in the bathtub. Carefully, Bear went about the business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. Ah! He opened the bread drawer. Nothing. Whew. He opened the fridge. Mouse free. Yes, indeed. He lifted the lid of the tea kettle. And there was the mouse. Small, gray, and, well, you know the rest. Bear fell to the floor and wept. "I give up," he blubbered. "You win. I am undone." "So sorry," said the mouse, "but perhaps I could have just a bit of cheese, a cup of tea, and do you think you could unstop at the chimney and have a nice fire?" Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. "But then you must go," he sniffled. "No visitors allowed." "You have my word," said the mouse. Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows, unlocked the door, unstoppered the chimney, and unplugged the drain. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups, and he made a crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. The mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. He sat for a long while. The clock in the bear's house ticked loudly. Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. The fire is nice, Bear announced. Lovely, said the mouse. No one had ever said Bear's fires were lovely. I can do a handstand, said Bear. Oh, very impressive, exclaimed the mouse. Bear told a joke. The mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before, and Bear began to think of another joke. The mouse set down his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. There's plenty more, he said. So sorry, said the mouse. Most kind, but I must be on my way. Really, you don't need to go, said Bear. I'm off, said the mouse, springing up from his chair. Wait, cried Bear. But the mouse stepped out the door. Toodaloo, said the mouse. What do you think? Do you think the mouse will come back? Will Bear have a new friend? Why don't you check out this book in the library?